Are you having problems on your serve doing the racket drop correctly and getting that range of motion to be able to get more power? In today's video, I'm going to explain how to get the power and also how to not just only practice it, but doing rehab and stretching as well. This video is actually for a person who commented on my video. He said, I'm having trouble on my serve, how to drop the racket. And he wasn't really explaining how he was dropping it, like with the racket closed or open. It's another video. Now this video is about how to drop the racket on the serve to get more power. A lot of times people don't have the flexibility. So number one is the flexibility aspect that is very important. Why is that so important? You could see servers, pitchers, when they do the motion, the external rotation on the shoulder is very important. Now, when I take it back and I'm stationary and statically taking it back, I'm not like whipping it back, I could go about 45 degrees. But if somebody's actually pulling my arm down, I could probably go about this angle here. So I'm gonna show you that later, but I could go all the way down. Now, you need the flexibility first, but there's a couple ways to build flexibility. Not just doing stretches, there's another way. The way you do it is actually by serving on the court or having like a heavy racket or a dumbbell or something like that and trying to actually throw the racket backwards. And don't do it with the wrist. Don't do it with the broken wrist. Because if you break the wrist like this, you're basically dropping the racket with the wrist, and that's not how you drop the racket. You guys love the term lag, right? So the lag is actually created as you're trying to go forward. You're not trying to use the wrist like on purpose. There are some cases where the player is not using the wrist at all, like not using the lag, but that's very, very rare. It's a term that really like shouldn't even be used for like 95% of the players. So when you're here, when you take the racket back and you start throwing it, or you have a dumbbell and you start throwing it with the weight, keep the wrist firm and throw back. That way you could feel the stretch, and there should be, slightly micro tears of the muscle to be able to stretch. Don't force it at first because you don't want to go too hard at first where you're like really getting hurt. So go, lightly at a time, and then once you start feeling pretty good about it, then you start going, more range of motion and even further down. But the thing is, make sure you do it in the correct posture. And again, don't do it all at once. Do it a little bit at a time. You don't want to hurt your shoulder. Keep the wrist still and whip back. So the key is to throw the racket backwards instead of trying to throw the racket forward. It's such a weird concept, but you've seen the action-reaction video of where you do the action of the racket. It's open, close, and then you open it again for the action-reaction of the pronation. But the thing is, this is also action-reaction too, because you're taking the racket back, you're snapping it back, and then you're snapping it forward. It's not just one action okay, I'm going slow here, and then all of a sudden I'm trying to throw. No, you're actually throwing it backwards. So remember that. In order for the racket drop to happen, you need to throw the racket back with a firm wrist, and then as you come out, you use the wrist at the end to get all that power going here, get full snap of the wrist. Obviously, if you go here and you're not using the wrist at all, then you're not going to use your wrist, right? Then there's no snap. So hopefully you guys understand that. So when you're here, snap it backwards. Okay? Snap it backwards to be able to get that racket drop. Okay? Don't worry about, don't try to circle it, but keep the tip pointed a little bit more towards your opponent and try to throw it backwards to be able to get that snap with your shoulder. If you snap it back, it's going to snap forward. That's how you create the power. It's not being stationary. The pitching's the same way. You don't stay stationary and try to go like that, right? Or go slow and then go. When you throw, right before you throw, you snap backwards and then snap forward. You don't even think about when you're actually throwing a baseball because it's like so natural sometimes. But a lot of the girls or guys, more girls, sorry, that don't know how to throw, please don't cancel me. It's good because my probably like 90% of my viewers are guys, but the other 10%, a lot of girls, at least that I know, have trouble throwing the baseball or tennis ball. So you want to step backwards and then forward instead of trying to use your energy forward all at once or not go back at all. Now that you know that, you could work on the TheraBand. So when you have a TheraBand, when you do the exercises, don't do them going forward, do them going back, okay? Now I'm showing you this, but like tie it somewhere. When you're going back, you want to keep your posture and make sure you snap back, and you could kind of feel it. Now, there's ways to do it slow. You know, trainers want you to go slow, but this specific drill, like if you want your serve to get faster, try to snap it a little bit backwards, trying to feel that and, you know, getting that muscle stronger. I've told you how to drop the racket on the serve. It's the reaction where you take the racket forward. It's not the action. So you do need the action to go back first, and then you throw the racket forward. And again, when I repeat things, it's because it's important. Don't say I repeat it like all the time, because I'm doing it because it's super important, okay? So don't use your wrist to drop the racket, okay? You're only using your wrist, which is the weakest part of your arm, to hit the ball. Yes, you get speed, but power-wise, you're not getting that full power of the shoulder muscle, okay? So make sure that wrist is firm until you try to hit the ball, okay? I hope this video helped you out. Thanks for all the comments. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. It'll really help us out if you subscribe to the videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.